Okay, what I want to say is what's my supervisory days, the thing I say, thank God what I was trained for before I got into Shackle was, I guess, like, with, Walmart, like I said, with assistant manager Eliza, when she told me not to worry and, she pretty much had me do that. She said the customer can wait for you to put away your carts. They can wait for you 5-10 minutes. Just get here safely. Don't run, don't trip, don't fall, don't slip. Just get here and be safe. That's all that matters. And like when I was trained for department manager, I never was officially at Walmart. Lynn said, if her back goes out, to have compassion for her and to show a little bit of concern towards her. So, and then Lynn told me, you gotta do the pricing by a certain day and time. And then she said, you also gotta keep an eye on your feature management and put out a new feature. If it looks too low or it's not gonna fill the whole front. So I had to also keep an eye on that, and I had at Walmart permission to chew out Daniel if he wasn't stocking fast enough, didn't get back from break quick enough, that kind of thing. But that was my sort of thing that I had to do. But and that was another thing, like I would say that I was taught to do. I know people don't realize it, but, she also said, they also told me at Walmart, I had to make sure that that everything was binned. I had to do accounts and alerts for the sales floor and back room every day and get them done as quick as I can. And I had to make sure there was enough room for the next truck in the dairy cooler and frozen coolers, an ice cream cooler. So, or still send an assistant manager to chew me out, literally. Well, with Shopco, they told me everybody had to know how to cashier except the store manager. But the store manager said was, don't be loyal to this company nor any company, but so long as you accept this job, you are loyal to me only, the store manager. So basically, I would say your wish is my command. When she would page me overhead, we didn't have any walkies, but I had to make sure these 4 boys were doing the job correctly. But I had to get permission from Christina first before I could even chew them out. Otherwise, like with her, I was not really allowed to write them up because I was seriously wanting to give them coaching because they were, not rotating groceries. And like I was forewarned when I took on the job, they do not listen to the store manager nor any of the assistant managers. They would tell them off literally, so I had the worst behaved crew basically on the sales floor. But the butt kisser I had looked like that Kyle that's a head cashier at Menards East in Eau Claire. So he would always come up and find me without anyone telling him where I was. And he would go, "Oh, boss, I'll do anything you want me to. Just point out and tell me what to do. I'll do it for you." Or he would tell me, "Oh, no, boss, you don't have to cashier. Oh, no, boss, you don't have to push carts." I'm like, "Gee, thanks." So, that was the weird thing, and I had to make sure that the groceries were rotated properly, anything that was dated was, and that there was nothing hanging over the shelf that was stacked improperly and was stacked nicely, let's put it. But I always had an assistant manager on. There wasn't an assistant manager at Shopko Hometown that I gotten along with, but her job title was technically apparel specialist, but she was an assistant manager. At Shopko Hometown, we were not allowed to have the keys and unlock things. We weren't even allowed to give any coaching without permission of the store manager. We could not promise to make anyone full-time without them talking to the store manager. We also were not able to interview anyone that was there for a position that was under us. Only the store manager or the assistant manager. Mainly the store manager did all the hiring and that, and interviewing and HR stuff. So, yeah, and that's what made me cry was the ones that, basically the store manager said I could rat out if I noticed they did anything wrong. Her own assistant managers, most of them, like I said, except that one that was over apparel, did not like me. They made me come home crying where I felt miserable. And to the point where I just didn't want to work there anymore just because of her assistant managers. And Christina, I was taller then, and she had red curly hair. She would be laughing at me and to say, "Do it." And she said to me once, "What would really make you mad? Because I want you to let out your anger on them 4 boys and let them have it." And she said, "Your management type, And even Walmart told me that. They said, "You're not peon type." But, and that was a funny thing. And basically, Christina, pretty much, she said, "When I paid for you overhead, since we didn't have any walkies at Shopko, she said, I want you to get here right now and leave your freight that you're working on right where it is." But she said, "If you open a box and you're on the sales floor holding it, put it back on the cart real quick when I page for you. Overhead. Over the intercom, basically. And you go to the front and help cashier." But the weirdest thing she said was I didn't have a boss. So I always assumed that, since I was a supervisor, that Christina was my boss. That's how I took it as. But, I don't know. But, and that's the thing, I don't think even Menards realizes this. But even was at Shopko, I was told I have to always holler, and the thing, them boys, they thought I was the worst boss ever and didn't know what I was doing. So when they were telling me that and calling me an idiot, here Christina, if I remember right, was next to me. And she called them morons, basically. So what she did was she looked at them and said that LaVon knows what she's doing. You guys are idiots. She called all 4 of them idiots. And she said, you get back to work or you're all written up. This is disrespectful to your own boss. Because I was their boss. Even though, yes, I'm learning disabled, I shocked everyone by passing the supervisor test at Walmart and the assistant manager test at Walmart. So, like I hate to say, even I think Christina, she said, to report to corporate, her if I felt that she was doing something wrong, or her assistant managers or anything, report it, even to her. But she also told us, and we always had to keep it in mind, what would be lines where they would just fire you automatically. And one was, she said, for example, if you went to a grocery store like Gordy's Market and you stayed working at Shackle could fire you right off the bat right away with no warning whatsoever. So, now, like I said, when I was at Shackle, the other thing we were told is to make sure that everyone was safe. Make sure there was no slipping and falling and that nothing would go tumbling on a customer. So I was always checking, I think, the dates on stuff and pulling grocery items. I also had to do inventory a lot. People didn't realize that because that was on orders of Shopco. I had to also water plants in that. So, because I was over the whole sales floor with another sales floor supervisor. Yes, she was quite a bit older than me. I think she had a teenage son in that. So,